Yo, what's up guys? It's machoshifu, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what happens to your life when you stop numbing and distracting yourself from your own fucking life. Because I've been there. I'm not afraid to admit that I spent most of my 20s distracting myself from my own fucking pathetic life. Going to parties, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, pursuing girls I don't even fucking like just to try to fuck them, Netflix, watching porn, being addicted to porn. I've been through it all, okay? And I've done that for majority of my 20s. And I'm going to talk about what really happens to yourself when you continue down that lifestyle, and also what happens when you decide to cut that shit out. Because right now I'm in the process of really cutting out all that bullshit, and it's honestly changed my life. So in this video I'm going to be breaking down the steps I took and just giving you guys a little backstory on this shit. So it really happened after college, right? I think after college a lot of people are like, okay, what the fuck am I going to do with my life now? Because in college you can still kind of go to school but still be kind of fucking around and it's okay to be a little lost. But once you graduate college, it's kind of like a lot of people get like big boy jobs, big girl jobs, and for me personally, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do even after college. So I felt very overwhelmed with being feeling lost basically. And instead of fixing that problem, it was easier to just go to parties. It was easier to just text girls all day. It was easier to just try to pursue girls I didn't even like. It was easier to hit the blunt and get faded and ignore all my fucking problems. Because when you indulge in vices, at the end of the day, there is a deeper reason to why you're addicted to vices. You're running away from something about yourself or about your life. And I've did that for many fucking years, okay? I always needed to be texting a new girl, multiple girls in my phone, trying to smoke and watch Netflix, play video games, watch porn, and my dopamine receptors were fucking fried. Like doing anything productive, doing normal fucking productive tasks felt like a fucking tall ass mountain because I would just get cheap dopamine from all this bullshit. And as I was indulging in those vices, I kind of knew that there was something wrong with me for me to be addicted to doing this shit. But at the time, I just didn't have the discipline or the willpower to, or the strength to kind of just sit down by myself and just really ponder like, why the fuck am I even doing all this bullshit for? You know what I'm saying? And I had to go through many experiences to really make myself realize like, yo, this is not the way. Because every time I would go out for a weekend, get mad drunk, I'd wake up the next day like, bank account went down, I feel like shit, I look like shit. Why the fuck am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this every weekend? And then in terms of like pursuing girls I don't even like, right? Like I would text them and they would, respond and be into me, and that would make me feel good. It would give me a little bit of dopamine. I would go out with them, feel all excited, sleep with them, and the goal was accomplished, right? But then I would still feel empty inside. And I did that many times, and I always felt empty. And finally I was just like, you know what? The route I'm going down It's not it. I've been down this route many times, and I come out the other side feeling the exact same, which is empty. And I really decided to just cut out all the bullshit one day, right? It started off with alcohol, vaping, weed, drugs, right? I cut out those first. Um, and it really forced me to just sit by myself, right? And I pondered, okay, I'm fat. I have no direction in my life. I look like shit. I'm not confident with women. I have no direction and purpose. I'm broke as fuck, right? My living situation sucks. And it was actually kind of uncomfortable because I was like, damn, my life fucking sucks. The person I am right now, fucking, I know I could do a lot better, but I'm not, right? And that's what a lot of people are fucking scared of facing. They're scared to face the reality of their fucking life. That they're fucking out of shape, they're lazy, their living situation sucks, they have no purpose in their life. And that's what they're fucking running away from. And every time you indulge in distractions, you're just shoving the real problem under the rug. And when you finally remove all the vices, all the bullshit, you're faced with your reality. Okay? And that moment is scary, but it is also very, very powerful. Because in that moment, you could decide and you could choose to take control of your life or to go back to that life that you know is not good and that is leading nowhere but to fucking degeneracy and unfulfillment. So I knew that I chose the hard path, which was to improve my fucking life. And that first started off with my health. Okay. So I knew I was overweight. I'll drop some pictures. And I knew that I needed to really change my life through, hitting the gym, eating healthy, and just changing my fucking health. So I did. Little by little, I just started going to the gym. I started eating healthier, and I started feeling better and looking better, right? And that gave me a little bit more sense of happiness and fulfillment, okay? And those habits, when I started taking my fitness more serious, right, it bled into other areas of my life, right? I always think that if you really want to change your life, the first step is always changing the way you look, right? Building a strong body, because when you build a strong body, you simultaneously build a strong mind as well. And that's honestly kind of like the foundation that you need in order to take your life into a positive direction. So, once you cut out all the vices, all the bullshit, now you freed up your time and your energy to really start taking small steps to improve your life. And now your dopamine receptors are reset because when you're indulging in the vices, your dopamine is all out of whack. You know what I'm saying? So once you remove all that, now instead of cheap dopamine, you get dopamine from healthy outlets like working out, being productive, reading, getting sunlight. Just you start getting dopamine and fulfillment from just working on your life. And that is honestly fucking life changing. Now I get dopamine from filming these videos and posting it because I know that I'm building a life that I want. I get dopamine when I sit down and I have undistracted work and I get hours of work done without getting distracted. I feel good about myself doing that. I get dopamine when I eat healthy and I put healthy foods in my body. I get dopamine when I work out and I get a hard workout because I know I'm building a body that I like. I know that I'm working on my mindset. All these things, it's like feels good to me now. When a few years back, a year back, I was getting dopamine from, fucking texting bitches, smoking weed, going out. Now my dopamine is completely reversed to all this stuff that I should have been doing that, it would improve my life. So if you're in a stuck, if you're in a loop, if you're in a loop of numbing yourself, you already know where that path leads. This is your reminder to snap the fuck out of it and reverse the fucking script to take control of your fucking life instead of always numbing yourself, distracting yourself from the real fucking problem. Because once you decide to cut out all that bullshit and you really take control of your life and you start walking one foot in front of the fucking other in the direction that you know you're supposed to be going, life is a lot more fulfilling. Life is a lot more fun. You feel better about yourself. You have more confidence. You have more self-love because you know you're going in the right, you're putting in work, going in the right direction that you know you're supposed to be going. Instead of this other route where you know where that fucking shit leads to unhappiness, to unfulfillment, right? So start small, cut out the vices, cut out the bullshit, then cut out another one, then cut out another one, slowly cut all of them out, and watch how your life changes. That's the video, guys. It's machoshifu. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.